My name's John, this is my friend and colleague Ian, and today we'd like to talk to you about Paramo's Alta 2 walking jacket. And this garment, or this fabric, works differently to conventional waterproofs. And the best way to understand it is to compare it to an animal's fur. So with animal's fur, as the water permeates down into the fur, a pressure is created on the water droplets by the shape of the fur, which then turns them around, reverses them and pushes them out. This works in the same way. So you've got three things going on here. You've got an outer shell, which causes water to bead and will deflect, say, 90% of the water that lands on the jacket. But on the inside, you've got a lining. And the lining, as you just do that in, the lining here, which is a completely loose, separate material, the reverse of that is a very short-haired fleece. And it's the fibres in that fleece that act on the water and reverse it and pump it out. Another nice thing about Paramo is that it's made in Colombia, and the factory was started by a nun who cares for women who are at risk. So every time somebody buys a Paramo jacket, an element of that money goes to looking after those ladies and supporting that factory, and all the families are looked after as a result. So it's a lovely, good, heartwarming story to the whole Paramo thing. Other than the comfort and the way it handles moisture, Ian here's got a 5-pocketed jacket. So he's got a Napoleon pocket here, which just opens with a Velcro opening, so he can get to his compass, get to his wallet. He's then got a zip pocket there, which will take.
Enormous.
It's enormous, and it's designed to take a map, an Ordnance Survey map. He's then got 2 hand warmer pockets here on his hips, which are lined, and just in the perfect place for strolling along. And then on the inside, Ian has a little pocket on the inside to take his wallet. So, not that anybody's ever seen Ian's wallet. Now, in terms of the functionality of this piece, it has on the sleeves these little zips, and what these little zips do is they act as venting. So if it were warm and Ian had this on, he would want to open it up and vent it a little bit. Now, just talking about warmth and Paramo, because you've got 2 layers in the system, a little microfleece on the inside and the shell, you would wear less under this than you would under a normal waterproof. You don't need it. It creates heat, but it manages the moisture, so it's really comfortable. But you adapt what you wear to suit your Paramo jacket. So with this jacket, Ian can vent it from the bottom here. He can unzip that to let air up and through, out across here and through here, out through here, so he can still be protected from the wind and the elements, but he can vent the whole jacket. As a general jacket to wear every day and wear to work and wear around, the fact that, sorry, I just want to get to your collar. The fact that the hood, and it's a brilliant hood, folds into its collar, and at the back here there's a little adjustment that pulls the collar in to act like a snood. You know, to go to work, wear that as an everyday jacket, no problem. But if Ian wants to go to the Cairngorms this winter and go winter walking, proper winter walking in proper Arctic weather, this is superb. So Ian, let's just get the hood out. So the hood just poppers away, and because the fabric is so soft, there's no sense of nylon sort of rubbing on your neck. It just all feels very comfortable. In fact, putting words into Ian's mouth, this feels like a cotton jacket, doesn't it, Ian?
Yeah, absolutely.
It doesn't feel like a conventional nylon waterproof. Let me just undo that popper. So the hood, if you pull it in around your face, there you go, will pull in like a normal hood should, which is it pulls in to protect your chin, your cheekbones, your forehead, your eyes. But behind Ian, there's a one-handed adjustment which pulls to pull the hood down onto your head, so it cradles your head and fits really closely. Now, because this fabric isn't a conventional sort of shell waterproof, one of the bad advantages of it as well is that Ian can hear me clearly. It doesn't make you deaf at all, and it just works a treat. So it's fully featured, it's got a great venting system, it's fantastic for really bad weather, it will cope with as much moisture as you want to produce and get rid of it, it will keep the moisture out. Really, really good jacket. Now, in terms of longevity and looking after it, if you wash it in Nick Wax's Tech Wash, it will clean it properly, but without taking any of the proofing agent out. If at some point the jacket needs reproofing, and you'll see this, because at the moment, if with the water on this, water would bead and roll off. When a jacket needs reproofing, the water sits in it. It's called wetting out. It's not leaking, but the jacket's getting laden with water. That's the sign to pop it in the washing machine with TX Direct and just wash that in, and when it comes out, it will work as good as new. So I know people have been wearing Paramo jackets for in excess of 15 years, and they look a bit grubby, but they work brilliantly because they reproofed them. So this jacket this would be good for skiing, it would be good for walking, it's good for going to work, but in terms of its use out in the wilds, believe me, it's really, really good. I own 3 Paramo jackets and a pair of Paramo pants. Ian, you own?
2 jackets and a pair of trousers.
Right, so we can have access to whatever we want, and I've got other jackets as well, but I really like my Paramo. I don't climb in my Paramo so much. I tend to climb in lighter weight things that pack into my rucksack smaller, because I'm so old now, I need everything to weigh nothing. But when I have climbed in Paramo, it's been great.
Yeah,
but
I climbed in mine last winter in the Lake District, soggy and wet and icy, and it was brilliant. Brilliant.
Ian, this is how much?
£245 retail and £220.50 with your discount card.
Right, so it's in there amongst the pricing of all the other jackets. Now, I think this jacket offers you fantastic performance, great features for the money, and is highly recommended by us. So thank you for listening. I know it's been a little bit long-winded, but there's a lot to talk about with this jacket. And if you buy one, I hope you really enjoy it. I'm sure you will. Ian, thank you very much. You've been a model. Thank you.
Thank you.